This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our top story this evening, homelessness continues to be one of the top issues on the Suncoast, especially in Sarasota County. County commissioners have agreed to work together with city commissioners on a plan to help solve the crisis. ABC7's Rick Adams is joining us live from Central Avenue tonight near the Salvation Army, where many of the homeless here in Sarasota camp out. Rick.
Yeah, Haley, we did speak with some folks here. They're hoping they can have some help and get some help very soon.
If they would just give me some support, I could get into housing.
James Spielman has been homeless on and off for a long time. For the past 4 months, he's been here in Sarasota. The 56-year-old tells us it's a tremendous struggle just to survive every day on the street.
My hips are killing me so much. At one point, I mean, laying on a cement or the woods or whatever. At one point, I had to be on morphine.
Spielman and other people living on the streets could have some relief soon. The city and the county have agreed to work together and focus on a permanent supportive housing approach. As part of this plan, the Salvation Army would have dozens of more shelter beds for temporary housing, which would then lead to more permanent housing elsewhere.
People will only be sheltered for 30 days or less on the way to permanent housing. Housing first means that you start with housing and provide wraparound services.
Many different organizations would help homeless folks with all types of issues, including mental health. Wayne Appleby is the director of homeless services for Sarasota County. He says in addition to the housing aspect of the plan, coordination amongst all agencies, outreach, and prevention are vital as well.
If the community can come together and embrace all of these components from the entry to the exit of housing, then the plan will see the community will see significant reductions in homelessness.
That can't come soon enough for Daisy Bell Poole. She's been living on the streets now for 12 years.
If they could come up with a shelter for women and men, a dream team apartment and homes programs, where it's paid up for a year, and with the light bill and rent, then we'll be better off than these drug treatment programs.
Next up with all this, Sarasota County and the city of Sarasota say they will discuss implementation of this plan and funding. That's expected to happen within the next few months. And both county officials and city officials say the homeless problem has gone down over the last year. Reporting live from Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. A foot chase leads to the arrest of a suspected drug trafficker. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office SWAT team and Special Investigations Unit arrested Robert Harrell on charges of armed trafficking in cocaine, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of marijuana with intent to sell. Officers found many of those items in a warrant search of the home where Harrell was staying. But before they got there, he left in his car. When they attempted to pull him over, he fled on foot and reportedly threw some of the drugs and a firearm in a ditch that was recovered. He was then apprehended by a canine. A follow-up now on the fire at Port Manatee that sent 5 people to the hospital and caused part of US 41 to be shut down in Palmetto last night. According to the North River fire officials, the sulfur fire was sparked by machinery. Chief Michael Rampino says when sulfate dust is wet, it is stable, but when the product gets dry, the friction can spark a fire. Logistec Corporation leases the property at the port where they store that sulfate. Trucks were dumping water on the product every hour. After 2 fires broke out on the property in just the last 10 days, the company plans to pour water on the sulfate every half hour. They also plan to install a sprinkler system so if another fire breaks out, it can be put out very quickly.
The problem that they're having out there currently is, as you're aware, not really experiencing drought conditions, but it's very dry. The good thing about the port is it's not very populated residential-wise, and last night the wind was in our favor.
All 5 people who were hospitalized have been treated and released. Chief Rampino says the fires did not pose any health hazards for nearby residents. New tonight, algae being blamed for stinky tap water in Manatee County. The county says while the drinking water may smell or taste a little earthy and musty, it is safe to drink. Manatee County utilities officials say water tests over the past several weeks indicate elevated levels of blue-green algae. It's the result of algae blooms that they say are common on Lake Manatee this time of year. They are known for health effects. There are no known health effects caused by that algae. When a person is suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's and they go missing, finding them quickly is the key to ensuring their safety. Now, new technology is being used in helping with that search. It's called Project Lifesaver. The bracelet emits a GPS radio frequency that can be picked up within a 1-mile radius. A new drone built by Lockheed Martin is extending that radius to 3 miles, which could help rescuers find the person wearing it even faster.
If people go missing and it's dark and it's rainy and it's dreary, the bloodhound can't get a signal, can't send the helicopter up. I can show up with this and it will work.
The cost for one bracelet is about $300. The drones are about $48,000. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office is hoping to raise enough money to purchase one, which would be great. Now we're going to head over to Bob and take a look at our forecast. It's nice and warm out there still tonight, Bob.
Yeah, warm is right. Mid-70s, upper 70s was a hot day today inland, mid to upper 90s, and dry air in place. You can see on the scale, this is the water vapor content. The area all across the eastern Gulf of Mexico dry right now, and limited shower activity. Normally when you get temperatures in the mid to upper 90s like we saw this afternoon, there's usually a few isolated inland storms, and we did see one break out into Highlands County, and this one in particular is the kind of storms we don't want to see. We don't want to see these isolated cells that produce lightning strikes, and indeed we had about 7 to 8 lightning strikes with this particular cell, and the rain quickly fizzled out, so we have to keep an eye on this area for the potential for a fire that may be smoldering down the road here in the next day or two. Temperatures right now mentioned very warm. It's 77 in Sarasota, 78 now into Orlando, and temperatures around some of the key cities still in the 80s in Sebring, Avon Park, and in Lake Placid now 81 degrees there. A bit cooler in Northport at 74. Generally speaking, though, into the mid to upper 70s from Anna Maria southward all the way down to Minnesota Beach. Right now it's 77 in Sarasota. Lakewood Ranch the same, as well as in the parish. Currently at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport we have 77, and the dew point is summer-like. It's 71 degrees, and winds are out of the south southwest at 6. The pressure actually on the rise slightly as high pressure is building at the surface and the upper levels of the atmosphere. We'll have more in the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. In national headlines tonight, the president is now weighing in on how he plans to pay for those massive tax cuts after releasing his proposal this week. ABC's Brian Clark has the latest.
In the Rose Garden Thursday, President Trump making a surprise appearance for Take Your Child to Work Day.
Go ahead, one more quick picture.
And as he signed autographs, ABC News asking the president how he will turn its tax plan into reality.
When you see the growth is going to pay for it.
That single-page, double-spaced outline revealed Wednesday is short on specifics, but here's what we do know. The plan would reduce the number of personal income tax brackets from 7 to just 3, slash the corporate tax rate by more than half, and eliminating all deductions except for home mortgage interest and charitable contributions. That means deductions for state and local income taxes will no longer exist, a potential blow to many Americans in high-income, high-tax states, including several East Coast blue states and California. Even some Republicans raising concern.
When you talk about losing a deduction like that, that is something we want to make sure. If there's a better way to achieve this tax policy, I'm open to that, and I think that's the conversation we're going to have.
The White House is not making any guarantees, but did insist
the goal of this of this president's tax plan is to provide them and lower income people with more money in their pocket and a tax cut.
Press Secretary Sean Spicer conceding there's a long way to go before this blueprint becomes reality. Brian Clark, ABC News, New York.
The Senate has confirmed law school dean Alex Acosta as Secretary of Labor. The 60-38 vote fills out President Trump's cabinet just ahead of his 100th day in office. Acosta will lead an agency that enforces workplace protections for about 125 million workers. He has served as a federal prosecutor, a civil rights chief at the Justice Department, and a member of the National Labor Relations Board. The president had originally nominated fast food CEO Andrew Puzder for the position, who withdrew after acknowledging he had hired a housekeeper not authorized to work in the U.S. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, more changes are on the way for United passengers. Some big announcements out tonight and how they could affect your travel. Plus, one of the most anticipated nights, the first round of the NFL Draft. We'll show you how many players will be making their way to Florida.
Introducing the all-new Alfa Romeo Giulia, a performance masterpiece. Race-inspired handling and lightning-fast response times take your drive to the next level. Find yours at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and switch now. For a limited time, get your first month of service free. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Giulia from Alfa Romeo. Appearance. Performance. Power. Find yours at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Bob, warm, humid, summer,
hot and upper 90s inland areas,
goodness.
and this is a changing of the season. You can say we're actually past a threshold 80-degree water temperature. That's what you need to have in order for tropical systems to develop. So yes, that means hurricane season can't be far off, right? We've already had our first named storm out there in the Atlantic. Here's a look at the Van Wezel webcam today out over Sarasota Bay. It was a little bit cooler near the coast. That's again because the water temperature right around 80 degrees there. But that sea breeze never making it inland. So inland areas east of I-75 warming up into the mid-90s today, and looks like similar conditions anticipated for the next 2 days. In fact, we could set a couple of records. Looks like over the upcoming 48 hours. Nice photo sent in of this blue heron flying on by on Anna Maria Beach right there. Mary sending that one in. And then we go south to Inglewood, and Darlene sending this one in. Guy Candido actually sent it in, but Darlene shot that nice shot right there. A fire danger scale continues to rise. All the numbers getting higher and higher here for the Suncoast. And looking at the long-range forecast for the upcoming 2 weeks, it doesn't appear that we're going to see any significant rainfall around. And these numbers approaching the scale of 700, that would be extreme as far as the dry conditions go and high fire danger exists. We're all in the 600s outside of the DeSoto County being the highest right now into the 650 range. Well, feeling like summer, it certainly is. We're only missing those afternoon and evening thunderstorms to cool us down. The high tomorrow, the record high is 98 in Wauchula. I don't think we'll see that, but we could get close. Sarasota Braden Airport 92. We weren't that warm today, but tomorrow could be a little different, so I suspect we may tie that high temperature for a record. And this frontal boundary that you see right here is being held off by a large area of high pressure east of the state, and that's kind of keeping this at bay right now. This is where it will eventually fade away just to the north of us. This is now, for the most part, a stationary front that slices all the way down through Alabama. Some showers there, nothing intense. This is the storm system that's developing over the Central Plains states, which could eventually bring us a little bit better chance for rain, but it's not much beginning on Monday. There were a few showers around, scattered about one lone storm I showed you earlier into Highlands County that did produce a few lightning strikes, which is always dangerous during this time of year with this high fire danger. Look at these temperatures. Sarasota Braden Airport 77, 75 now in Braden. Venice at 77 degrees, and looks like we could see some fog forming that could be patchy, looks like, especially along the interstate and places to the east. So see a little bit of patchy fog in the morning that will burn off, and then lots of sunshine. The high today was 86. Our normal high at 83 and the record at 92. The deficit continues to get higher in terms of the yearly rainfall total. It's over 8 inches below average, and if you look back from October, our winter was dry too. We're over a foot below average for the Sarasota Braden Airport. Highs tomorrow, even near the coast, getting a little warmer, upper 80s to near 90 degrees there, and we'll see just a few clouds around. As I put the map into motion, the RPM forecast model continues to show that southerly flow, keeping all these showers kind of riding the periphery of this large area of high pressure, which will dominate the weather through the foreseeable future. As I mentioned, a front will come down, kind of weaken it a little bit on Monday, and then another one on Friday of next week. So next week we have a little bit better chance for a few showers and storms on Friday, and it looks like that rain chance, though, not all that high right now. Some snow falling in parts of the Rockies tonight, and also some rain over the Northeast. As far as temperatures go, Toronto warming up. It's 61 there right now. Boston at 55. But look at all that cold air across the northern plains states. And as far as that cold air is concerned, it's going to stay to the north and to the west. And we're going to really see a warm up over the southeast and the mid-Atlantic coast states over the upcoming days. For the boaters and beach forecast, a light chop out there. Seas running right around 2 feet. And the water temperature now at 80 degrees. The tides upcoming on your screen. 319 for the next high. Low tide will be at 819. Sunrise at 6:53. The forecast mostly fair and warm. Some fog late. And then for tomorrow, the fog in the morning burns off. Mostly sunny near record highs. And the extended forecast is calling for another hot weekend with highs in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. A slight chance for a shower on Monday. And then through Thursday, a 40% chance for some showers and a few thunderstorms. And a high right around 85. Well, there are a lot of pictures. And Johnny Walker earlier this week getting this huge barracuda right there that you see. Nice shot. And this was Scott Gettle catching this huge permit fish offshore. And another one, this is Mike McKinnon, and he caught that. They released that, by the way. And this was a huge bluefish, 35-inch. And Justin Moore on his boat, they caught that one. And this one, a keeper snook. Snook season ending May 1st. And the carcass was sent to Marine for study. And then this guy is great right here. Kellen Hunt, he caught this nice keeper trout. Well, tarpon are around, and this is at the dry dock in Longboat Key at the south end there, and they feed the tarpon at Captain Johnny's boat there. Some of the carcasses of the trout that they catch, and there's several trout swimming around right now, and so the trout are in the waters, and that would make sense because we have a big tournament that's kicking off next week. This is the oldest tournament in the United States, the 87th annual Sarasota Tarpon Tournament taking place this weekend, again, or I should say next week. A kickoff banquet is May 4th, and the actual tournament goes from May 6th to June 11th, and check-in is at 6 o'clock. So always a big tournament, a big event, a lot of different classes in that, and we'll kind of keep you up to date as the tournament progresses.
As it goes on.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Bob. New developments from United Airlines following the company's settlement with a passenger who was dragged off a flight earlier this month. The airline reached the settlement with Dr. David Dowd this afternoon. The amount of the settlement has not been released. The company is also introducing 10 new policies tonight. They include never removing a passenger unless there is a security or safety concern. Also, passengers can receive up to $10,000 if they voluntarily give up their seats. The Florida House is approving a bill that would give further protection to people applying to top academic positions at universities and colleges. The bill would require the initial pool of applicants for positions like president and dean to be kept confidential. only the identities of those selected to be among the final group of applicants would be disclosed. Sponsors of the bill say the move is necessary for those who are still employed and do not want their current employer to know they're looking elsewhere.
When we're competing for our universities, we need to make sure that everybody possible that has talent applies here. We can't let fear be a deterrent to come to Florida.
Those against the bill say the information about applicants is vitally important to the public. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Made for you tonight.
Mitt Romney, believe it or not, was a huge fan of the show. He and his wife, yeah.
I imagine him just hearing the curse words and...
I know, he probably is offended by that, but he carries on.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right, we will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call for your free author submission kit at 800-425-5308.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee for just $18,999. And for a limited time, get America's best value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,599. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, sports.
A big night for the NFL as the first round of the NFL draft is underway in Philadelphia. The #1 pick going to the Cleveland Browns after they finished 1-15 last season. They chose defensive end Myles Garrett from Texas A&M, gig 'em. The big surprise of the night, though, coming from the Chicago Bears, who traded up to pick North Carolina quarterback Mitchell Trubisky with the #2 pick. Of the 3 NFL teams here in Florida, Jacksonville was up first with the 4th pick in the draft, choosing running back Leonard Fournette from LSU. With the 19th pick in the round, the Buccaneers chose Alabama tight end O.J. Howard, and the Dolphins chose Missouri defensive end Charles Harris with the 22nd pick. To the NBA now, where two teams could be eliminated from the playoffs tonight. Beginning in Milwaukee, where the Bucks hope to stay alive in Game 6 against the Toronto Raptors. The Bucks get the early lead in the first quarter, but the Raptors are able to tie it up with 3 minutes left before going up 28-24. In the top of the second half, the Raptors leading 51-38. Both teams scoring 23 points in the third quarter before the Bucks close in the fourth. It's not enough, though. The Raptors win this one 92-89 to advance to the second round. Meanwhile, in Memphis, the San Antonio Spurs are also looking to advance to the second round. It is Game 6. The Spurs leading the Memphis Grizzlies 3-2, looking to close the deal with a win tonight. In the third quarter, the Grizzlies lead 66-64. A new wrestling coach at Booker High School is already making an impact and gaining some attention for her ideas. Lisa Lyon has been hired to replace Coach Bill Pitts to run the school's wrestling program. She gained respect from the team even before she became the coach after working with them on their skills. She has experience in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so she knows the physical demands that wrestling requires.
It was a little scary and intimidating at first, but I think what the team needs right now is a lot of things that I can help them with. It's a lot of programming, it's a lot of work skills and training skills.
Speaking of programming, Lions has come up with a unique fundraising idea to help the team and get the entire school involved. They're planning a WrestleMania-type event where teachers can wrestle other teachers and students can wrestle staff in a total of 7 matches. Let's hope it all stays civil. The event will be held on May 5th. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular received a J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and switch now. For a limited time, get your first month of service free. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by 1 on any or all numbers and still win.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Dear parents, Nathan has been doing good in all his classes, except for video game class. If he does not stay up all night playing video games, he will get kicked out of school.
A 7-year-old boy has come up with a clever idea to convince his parents to allow him to play more video games. One morning, his mother found this note on the kitchen counter. She recognized her son Nathan's handwriting in a letter supposedly sent by, quote, the school. Nathan forged a letter claiming he wasn't doing well in his video game class, so naturally he had to play more video games. While his parents did not buy it, they did let Nathan stay up a little later that night for more playtime because, hey, that was a great effort. He went through all that. It was very creative.
Creativity there. You got to give him extra points for that.
Big extra points for that.
Nice note, too, doing his English, right? Writing.
At least he did, yeah. At least he was working on maybe some of his grammar, spelling, punctuation. That's cute.
It is cute.
Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you back here for Friday tomorrow.